Joining me today is Monty Hipsch of AussieWeb. Monty's been with us before and spoken at length about 200 Google signals for SEO. And today we're going to drill down into that topic a little bit further. We're going to have a discussion about what used to be called hyperlinking and how it's now been changed the way Google looks at it. Monty, welcome to the program.
G'day, Wayne. Nice to meet with you again.
It's a pleasure having you on as always. Now, Monty, I'm from the generation where link farming was all the rage and, link was everything. What's happened?
Well, I think there are a couple of things. Google is constantly battling people that are trying to prank their algorithm and their system, and they use all their smart Stanford PhDs to try to unprank it. And purchasing links and scraping content and link farms were in fact all the rage until about March of 2013 when the Panda and Penguin updates came out and destroyed that. And in fact, everybody then basically thought that links as a signal for Google were over, that links were all dead and gone. I'm here to say that the death of the link has been maybe morphed and repurposed, but it is clearly not gone. It is still one of the major signals.
So rumors of link death are greatly exaggerated, to paraphrase someone famous.
Yeah, W.C. Fields, I think, yeah.
So what's happening instead?
Well, I'm going to coin a new term here, which is kind of an implied link.
The implied link. You heard it here first from Monty Hipsch.
Yeah. And that is Google in their search algorithm, particularly for local businesses that trade from a physical location, they look at what's called the NAP, which is an acronym, of course. It stands for name, address, and phone number. Okay. And so Google is looking for consistency in the NAP, that your name, address, and phone number with your presence throughout the internet is congruent and consistent. And to that end, should you as an interviewer refer to me as Monty Hipsch, but then also AussieWeb, there's a business name and or a phone number and or a street address and or even a web address, Google knows these things are representative of a company, and it's an implied link, so you don't have to have a physical link necessarily.
Now, does it extend beyond NAP, or is that as far as their implied linking goes?
No, it goes way beyond that. And a long time ago, they had an attribute called authorship. So if you actually had a Google Plus page for yourself and you wrote an article and it was indexed, your photo would come up in a Google search, and they have done away with the authorship element in Google Plus, but it is still an attribute. So a transcription of my name from your interview, they still will know that it links back to me and to my company without having to have a physical link.
Of course, lots of people have paid lots of money to have particularly outsourced companies creating, some stories for them. And there's lots of rumors often those stories weren't 100% original. I guess Google's going to take a pretty dim view of
that. Sure. If there are even almost artificial intelligent-like tools that will take an article and respin it to try to, because Google will see if it's duplicate content, so they'll try to recreate new content without human intervention. And clearly, that's why things like this video or audio transcriptions put on a podcast on iTunes, all of these things have greater credibility in Google's weighting and algorithm because they know the author. They know it's original.
So at the end of the day, it sounds like one of the best ways to do search engine optimization is in fact to follow the Google rules, and is to create original content.
Absolutely. And of course, this problem isn't just in the SEO space. all of the review sites, call them Yelp or TripAdvisor or whatever, they have to, they're highly afraid of false reviews, positive and or negative, and being found out. And in fact, in Australia, false reviews are actually a contravention of the law. And again, the easiest way to get around that is kind of what we're doing, because people can see us and it's coming out of my mouth. And
yep. Yeah, and the best way for Google to see you as an expert is to be an expert and to have something to say about your topic.
Absolutely right.
Now, Monty, we've spoken before about the 200 Google signals for SEO, and we've spoken about the hub and spoke method of creating original content. This implied link that you're talking about, that just fits in as a spoke, I guess, in that hub and spoke model.
Absolutely, because it, as I said, being implied, they will know, for example, that this video links back to Aussie Web Conversion or Aussie Web and myself and my profile and this sort of stuff. So it's all about, again, taking that original content, which is in fact the hub, and then distributing it for your spoke. But you don't have to be as overt anymore. As long as elements like NAP or other things are there, Google will give it that link attribute without having to have a physical HTTPS link.
I know other services are using facial recognition to tie content back to particular people, and you see that when some of your social media pops up and says, you want to tag this person or tag that person. So facial recognition is coming along and undoubtedly will be on Google Scopes as well.
That's an excellent additional contribution, Wayne. And in all honesty, I had not considered that, and now I'll have to go off and do some homework.
Well, I'm pleased to give you homework. It's one of my favourite things to do. Monty Hipsch of Aussie Web, founder of the new term implied link, and previous contributor to our 200 Google signals for SEO. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Wayne. Appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you again.